Hi, my name is Anna Chow, and thank you for today for coming to our Thesis Defense. Let's unfilter dating in the digital age. So, coming into the city, I was busy with POD work, and I, like many others, just wanted to find myself a boyfriend. And so, with recommendation from my roommate, I actually went to try on some. And I quickly came to encounter some fake profiles, some slow replies, people ghosting me, which created me to feel kind of stuck. So the problem that I evidently see in the current space of online dating is there's so many choices out there. It's kind of confusing determining what relationship you want and this feeling of being alone. And so, with the abundance of choices out there, it's actually leading to a more negative experience. As well as a recent study has conducted that millennials spend an average of 10 hours per week on online dating apps. And this engagement is not meeting their expectation. And moreover, a large proportion of this engagement is driven from people that are lonely, coming into these spaces, hungry to find connection and reassurance. And so, my mission was to help get people out of being stuck in these spaces and find a way to uplift the experience of online dating. And through my exploration, I read a series of books entailing the topics of the current space of online dating all the way to emerging technologies such as AI. This led to me having a conversation with subject matter experts in the field of dating, relationship, as well as app developers coming up with emerging online new dating apps. And so they helped me create this space of the current, a system map of the current space of online dating. And yes, this might look a little bit hectic, but essentially, it goes through this linear process from choosing your dating app all the way to getting your first date. As ideally, you want to stay in this upper portion and being honest, open minded, agile, adaptive to drive to a more positive experience. But in reality, we go through much of this looping and causes us to get confused and kind of stuck. And so, working with Faye Goldman, I volunteered in helping her rebrand some of her work. And she taught me a lot about the matchmaking industry and how she helps her clients find her matches. This drove to my initial question of why not have professionals in the field of relationships to help us with online dating. We go see doctors when we're sick, a hairstylist when we need to cut our hair. So why not a dating coach for one of the most important aspects of our lives? So going back to my system maps and looking at the ideals, I found that dating coach really matched with many of them. And as well as I was curious, what if we had a dating coach to help select the online dating app that best fits towards our needs. So going back to my first pain point, having a lot of choices, I'd like to introduce to you Heart. Heart is a comparison app tool to help you decide the best dating apps that fits towards your needs. This inspiration is driven from planning existing dating apps on a marketing comparison chart. And this quickly drew upon, there's a lot out there. There's over 2,000 in North America and 8,000 worldwide. With that being said, I built a blueprint to really concentrate on the app proportion to create a seamless experience. And what the feature entails is able to compare the different dating apps side by side, set upon the filters that you set, such as price and location, as well as auto-syncing your profile information to the next pertaining dating app so you won't have the pain point of refilling it again and again when you're trying new apps. And leading and adding to the experience, Heart also contains a pre-minute count where users can go to physical locations and talk with experts side by side to choosing their platform. When I spoke with this service to an actual expert, Nadia, who is an astrologer and matchmaker, she reminded me there's this disconnection with what people say they want and what is actually best for them. And so leading to my next pain point of the confusion of determining a relationship, I'd like to introduce you Unfilter, my co-creation with the inquiry of what's driving this connection. And so with the first activity in prompting people to building their own dating app with a set of framework cards was gained, and what I learned from this was people still felt comfortable and unsure of what exactly they want to put on in the online dating space, as well as with a card game to prompt to look at people's viewpoints on online dating. What I've learned that the current framework of selecting matches and filtering are setting very narrow frameworks to finding someone. So with the abundance of choices online dating has given us, it's actually limiting our ways to find potential matches. We want to know about every single aspect about that person before we tie the knot. So with that being said, Emily, who is a dating coach for men, has spoken about encouraging her clients to be open-minded when entering online dating to drive a more more positive experience, as well as Xiaoli Mei, who is a matchmaker, talks about this mindset requires practice, and you do so from trying new things. So leaning back to my system map, I was curious of why not evaluating someone first by having the conversation first. And so leading to my last pain point, feeling alone, I'd like to introduce to you Wander. Wander is an anonymous relationship-seeking advice platform to get unsolicited advice from others. And so, building a journey map, I concentrated on the chatting portion and trying to find unique ways to prompt people to more engaging conversation. As the first feature of the app is staying anonymous, so people can feel more confident to share their ideas, as well as not judge people without having the conversation first, all to connect with one another, to grow your sense of community, and doing this all in real time. In building this community, hopefully you can remind yourself that you don't need to go through this journey alone. And so Wander will also try to incentivize people to go to social gatherings for further practice being more present, because you never know who may wander in your life and be your missing piece. All in all, Wander is to spark and bring back value in spontaneous moments of interaction. So, through this journey of filtering online dating, it has taught me that relationships should be thought of like school, and we need to go through some certain relationships like grace to learn more about yourself, as well as eventually learning about what you will like in a relationship. So, for my next step, as these are the pain points I see in the current space of online dating, I see opportunity now for this technology to be an anchor point for connection, a place for self exploration, a place to build community. Thank you.